Police in Ohio announced an arrest in the murder of a dentist and his wife. Authorities say 39-year-old Michael David McKee was taken into custody for the deadly shooting of dentist Spencer Tepe and Monique Tepe. The couple was killed in the second floor of their home in the middle of the night on December 30th. Their young children were also inside at the time, but they were left unharmed. McKee, a surgeon from Chicago, is Monique's ex-husband. Investigators say surveillance video helped them identify McKee as a suspect.
They got married in their living room, not in a church, not at a venue, right there in the home where they'd raised their children. 4 years later, that same living room became their crime scene. And the man accused of turning their sanctuary into a nightmare? Her ex-husband from a 7-month marriage, 8 years ago, who allegedly drove 300 miles in the middle of the night to make sure they'd never celebrate another anniversary. But here's the twist that's haunting investigators. There was no forced entry, which means someone opened that door. At 2 a.m., the question isn't just who killed them, it's why the person was led inside. Hello, Crime Trial family. Welcome back to the channel. We are so glad to have you here with us today. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because cases happen just every day in our society. This case out of Columbus, Ohio, has shaken an entire community. And today, we're going to walk through every detail together. Michael McKee is facing premeditated, aggravated murder charges for allegedly taking the lives of his ex-wife and her husband in their Columbus, Ohio home on December 30th, 2025. McKee, a 39-year-old vascular surgeon from Rockford, Illinois, was arrested on January 11th, 2026, after investigators connected him to surveillance footage and a vehicle spotted near the scene. He's pleaded not guilty. But here's what makes this case absolutely haunting. The woman he allegedly targeted had left him 8 years ago after just 7 months of marriage. She'd moved on, built a new life, found real love, and allegedly, he couldn't let that go. Let me take you back to where this story really begins. Monique Sabatersky was 39 years old, a woman with a deep love for children and education. She worked at a daycare while pursuing her master's degree in early childhood education from The Ohio State University. Those who knew her described someone with warmth, dedication, and a genuine passion for helping children grow and learn. In 2015, Monique married Michael McKee. He was a vascular surgeon, a man with impressive credentials who had just graduated from Ohio State University College of Medicine in 2014. On paper, it seemed like a promising union. 2 educated professionals starting their lives together, but the marriage lasted only 7 months. By March 2016, Monique separated from McKee. According to court documents obtained by news outlets, McKee was completing his surgical residency in Virginia, while Monique was living in Ohio. The physical distance reflected a deeper incompatibility. Whatever happened during those 7 months was enough to make Monique walk away. The divorce was finalized in June 2017. Court records show there were no children from the marriage, no shared assets, and no spousal support awarded. It was what lawyers call a clean break. No legal ties binding them together. No reason for continued contact. After the divorce, McKee moved to Rockford, Illinois, where he built his medical career as a vascular surgeon at OSF St. Anthony Medical Center. His medical license showed no disciplinary history. He appeared from the outside to have moved on. And Monique? She did move on. She didn't let that failed marriage define her future. She focused on her education, her career, her passion for children. She rebuilt her life piece by piece, and then she met someone. Spencer Tepe was 37 years old, born in Cincinnati, Ohio. He received his undergraduate degree and his Doctor of Dental Surgery degree from The Ohio State University. Spencer worked as a dentist at Athens Dental Depot in Athens, Ohio. According to his colleagues who spoke to authorities, Spencer was reliable, the kind of person who never missed work without notice. Spencer and Monique met online and quickly grew their relationship into a solid foundation of love and respect with a side of goofiness. This wasn't a rebound. This was genuine love, the kind that makes you believe in second chances. They were married on December 13th, 2020, in a private family ceremony. And here's what makes their story so touching. They exchanged those vows right there in their home. They made their house the sacred space where they committed their lives to each other. In their wedding video, during her vows, Monique said, "I had quite a journey to get to you. Countless bad bumble dates, wrong relationships, and waterfalls of tears. But it was worth every cringing second because it led me to you." They had 2 precious children together who were loved dearly, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. Spencer and Monique were the life of the party, holding many family and friend gatherings. They were generous with kind hearts. By December 2025, they were living in their home on North 4th Street in the Wineland Park neighborhood of Columbus. They were 1 month away from celebrating their 5th wedding anniversary. Neighbors described seeing them as a happy family. They were the least likely family you'd expect something like this to happen to, one neighbor told reporters. But 300 miles away in Illinois, someone allegedly hadn't forgotten about Monique. December 30th, 2025, started like any ordinary Monday. Spencer should have been preparing for work at his dental practice in Athens, about 75 miles from their Columbus home. But at 8:58 a.m., Spencer's employer called the Columbus Division of Police. Dr. Mark Valrose, the owner of Athens Dental Depot, calling from his vacation in Florida, told authorities that employees had informed him Spencer Tepe hadn't shown up for work. This wasn't like Spencer at all.
North 4th Street, Columbus, 43201.
What's your name?
Mark.
Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm currently in the state of Florida. I'm on vacation, but this individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
He didn't show up to work?
Correct.
Okay. Does he have medical problems or?
No, and he's been reliable, and we cannot get in touch with him, his wife, his family, anybody that lives in that house.
Okay. So
His
you're
2
in
kids in
Florida.
the home. I'm in Florida. I own the business. I was informed by my employees that he was not at work, and he runs the office.
Okay. How old is Spencer?
Spencer is, I don't know, 36, I believe. 37.
What's his last name?
Tepe, T as in Thomas, E, P as in Paul, E, Tepe. Have you guys received anything else, like calls about him or like a car accident or anything like that?
No, sometimes people just don't show up to work. I mean, maybe he's sick, I don't know. But he's 36, his name's Spencer Tepe. What's he look like? Is he white, black, Hispanic?
He's white. He's probably 6'2", blondish hair. Probably 185 pounds.
So did you receive information that he may have been involved in an accident, or?
No, ma'am. I just know that he is he is always on time, and he would contact us if there was any issues whatsoever. And I just don't know how else to say this. We're very, very concerned because this is very out of character. And we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
Okay. We will send somebody over as soon as we have an officer available, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Columbus Police Chief Elaine Bryant revealed that an officer sent for a wellness check at the Tepe home ended up at the wrong location initially. About 40 minutes later, around 10 a.m., friends of the family arrived at the correct address to check on the couple. What they found inside that house would haunt them forever. Columbus police responded to 1411 N 4th State, where they found Monique Tepe, 39, and Spencer Tepe, 37, deceased at the residence. Spencer had been shot multiple times, according to a radio run log obtained via public records request. Monique suffered at least 1 gunshot wound to the chest. But here's what makes this scene absolutely heartbreaking. The couple's children, ages 4 and 1, were found unharmed inside the home. They were physically safe, but alone with their deceased parents. According to Columbus police, the Tepes were killed sometime between 2 and 5 a.m. Detectives believe the killings occurred in the upstairs of their home. Police said the Tepes were murdered exactly at 3:52 a.m., though how they determined this exact time remains part of the investigation. Columbus police said there were no signs of forced entry and no weapon was found at the scene. According to a Columbus police report, detectives found spent 9mm shell casings at the scene. Here's where this gets critical. No forced entry. Whoever allegedly did this either had a key or was let inside. Before we continue, I need to pause here because there's a question everyone is asking. No forced entry. Think about that. If Michael McKee allegedly did this, how did he get in? Did someone in the house let him in? Were Michael and Monique still in contact after 8 years? Had he been to the house before? This is what investigators are working to piece together, and it's the detail that makes this case even more complex. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think happened? Columbus police launched an immediate investigation. Detectives worked through the night, processing evidence, interviewing neighbors, reviewing surveillance footage. Chief Bryant described the investigation as a complex case with several moving parts. The Columbus Police Homicide Unit identified a suspect and a vehicle through neighborhood surveillance. Detectives were able to identify the vehicle and link it to McKee, according to court records. FBI Coffindaffer explained how police knew the exact time. It could be from the visual evidence from the video they have, or from McKee's cell phone. She noted that investigators would have geofenced the property right away, meaning they could track which phones were in the area at the time of the murders. Former prosecutor Matt Murphy stated that investigators would key in on McKee's footprints outside the house, suggesting physical evidence beyond just digital tracking. The vehicle was found in Rockford, Illinois, with evidence linking McKee to it following the alleged crimes. This wasn't random. This was allegedly targeted. Someone had allegedly come to this specific house in the dead of night with one purpose. On January 11, 2026, 12 days after the tragedy, authorities arrested Michael McKee in Rockford, Illinois. He was initially charged with 2 counts of murder, but those counts were upgraded to premeditated aggravated murder, which in Ohio can carry the death penalty or life imprisonment without parole. McKee waived his right to an extradition hearing and is expected to return to Franklin County.
All in favor by voting, please.
Third quarter, the defendant is present in custody.
Your name, sir, for the record?
Michael McKee.
Have you had a chance to speak with him?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your position at this time?
Yes, at this time, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. McKee, I will assert his right to counsel. I will assert his right to remain silent. And Mr. McKee believes that the most expeditious manner in which he may defend himself against the charges pending in Ohio and to plead not guilty would be to waive his right to an extradition hearing and to have a governor's warrant and to agree to his immediate transportation to Ohio.
Understood, thank you. We will set this matter then for 2 o'clock on Monday for status on the transfer.
Thank you.
Anything else we can do today?
Not from this one.
Thank you, Rick. Thanks, everyone.
When he arrives in Ohio, he will face these upgraded charges. He has entered a plea of not guilty. Here's what makes this so disturbing. Spencer Tepe had zero connection to Michael McKee before marrying Monique. Spencer wasn't part of whatever history existed between McKee and Monique, He was simply the man Monique chose to love after McKee. And allegedly, that was enough to make him a target too. The Wineland Park neighborhood was shaken. The case has drawn attention far beyond Central Ohio, placing the investigation under a national spotlight. A criminal defense attorney analyzing the case noted, "Yes, there's a prior relationship, divorce history, and some disputes, but those are not elements of murder." The case has raised questions about obsession and danger that can allegedly persist years after a relationship ends. Let's talk about what was truly taken on December 30th. Spencer was a healer who spent his days caring for patients. He was dependable, dedicated, and above all, he was a father and husband who had pledged his life to Monique and their children. Monique had survived one failed marriage, picked herself up, and found genuine happiness. The fact that she and Spencer chose to marry in their own home speaks volumes about the intimacy they shared. The Tepe family released a statement. "Monique and Spencer remain at the center of our hearts, and we carry forward their love as we surround and protect the 2 children they leave behind." Those children, ages 4 and 1, are now without their mother and father. The 4-year-old is old enough to potentially remember that morning. The 1-year-old will grow up knowing their parents only through photographs and stories. The house on North 4th Street, where vows were exchanged, where children took their first steps, where a family built their sanctuary, now stands as a crime scene, a memorial, a reminder of what was allegedly stolen. This case forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about obsession and the alleged danger that can linger years after relationships end. Monique did everything right. She left, she divorced, she built a beautiful new life. But allegedly, someone couldn't let her go. Columbus police have yet to release a motive, stating, "So we do not compromise the active and ongoing case progress. Information will be released when appropriate." The investigation continues as prosecutors build their case. As of now, Michael McKee remains in custody awaiting his return to Ohio for trial. He maintains his innocence. The legal process will unfold in the coming months, and justice will have its day in court. So, Crime Trial family, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the no forced entry detail? Does that change how you see this case? And why allegedly wait 8 years? Drop your thoughts below. If this case affected you, please share this video. Cases like this need attention not just for justice, but to raise awareness. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the next update of this case. Remember, Spencer and Monique weren't just names in a news story. They were real people who deserve to watch their children grow up. Let's make sure their story is told with dignity and respect. Until next time, Crime Trial family, stay safe, stay aware.